What's up, guys? My name's Corey and this is my channel Get Sharp, where I hopefully sharpen your knives. Today I have an interesting video for you. My plan: we're gonna learn how to master sharpening scissors. I've tried this one other time with, I want to say, like 60% success. It's not the easiest thing to do. The knife sharpening, it's very intuitive, but the scissor sharpening, it's not. And I've got these scissors here. They're called Westcott Titanium. I know for a fact they can't be titanium. They must have some kind of fucking powder spray titanium that they get. For all I know, the paint on here is titanium. And that gives them the right to put the word titanium, or just maybe it's the model. These things aren't titanium. They were $10 for 2 pairs on Amazon. My wife's business uses them. She buys them once every couple years. It's great because they're like almost disposable. They're so cheap, right? Anyways, I'm like, these are the perfect scissors for me to practice with because they've got a screw so I can take them apart, because that's one of the challenges with sharpening scissors. So first things first, let's disassemble these. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, I had planned to share this. One of my biggest pet peeves. Okay? You need to cut a piece of paper, and you go and run and you grab your scissors and you go to cut them, and instead of cutting them, it does that bend thingy. It just bends it. It doesn't cut it. And you try again, and it does it again. And you realize, oh, if I go to the heel and I crank my fingers to pull them inward, there we go, we got the cut. You know what I'm talking about? I hate that shit. It drives me insane. Anyways, that's what these things are doing right now. So I had to put that in the video. I had thought about it ahead of time. You can't help but kind of pre-plan how your video is gonna go. And realistically, like, that was maybe one of 2 things I was like, that's gotta go in the video. Anyways, okay, so each side of the scissors has a 0-degree bevel and then a higher degree bevel. I'm thinking like 45. I think I ChatGPT'd it the first time I did this. I think it said 45. I'll ask. I fired ChatGPT. I'm working with Grok now. Just in my opinion, better. But anyways, here's our blade for that side. This blade is this side. Yep. Okay. We need this bad boy. This is your scissor sharpening jig. Nope. This thing's not 80 bucks. This thing is literally 10 bucks. This is the Win knockoff. If you saw my other video, I did a comparison between the Win knife jig and the T45 jig. And lately I've been using the T45 as a result of that video. So if you haven't seen that video, I recommend you check it out. There might be more value in stolen Chinese proprietary product information and products than you might realize. I really shouldn't get started on my opinions of China and them stealing people's work. My poor wife busts her ass, and she's an Amazon. She's not. I almost said she's an Amazon seller. No, she's a manufacturer. And just so happens in today's world, like, Amazon's the marketplace. You have no choice. If you want to succeed and you sell a product, you're gonna get a lot of your revenue from Amazon. But so she's been on there for about 10 years, and every now and again we're dealing with Chinese nationals who have hijacked her listing, who have blackmailed her for her listing. So yeah, I've got my opinions. Anyhow, okay, so what I just did here, I attached the scissor jig to the knife, to the scissor blade. And what I did is I made sure that we have the same distance on both sides. We're slightly off here, but I'm filming. I don't have time to tweak out too much. Am I gonna freehand this thing? No. That's where this comes in. And no, this thing's not 40 bucks. This thing's 10 bucks. It's made by Win. Just trying to illustrate Tormek. If you're listening, like, dude, make some, like, keep doing your expensive shit. That's fine. Call it the Plus series. But if you could, outsource some of the work to China. Give us a, you know, a knife jig or a scissor jig that's 20 or 30 bucks instead of 80, you know, and a tool mount jig that's 10 bucks instead of 60. Your prices are nuts. All right, anyways. But I could be wrong. Maybe they're not nuts. Maybe Switzerland has extremely crazy taxes, tariffs, and all this shit I'm not even aware of. And I just sound like an asshole. If that's the case, please feel free, comment below, let me know. Okay, so it's common sense, okay, that we're gonna use this rest to achieve an angle on the stone, and then this is gonna lay against it flat, and we're just gonna go back and forth. The last time I did this, the vibrations were so fucking insane that I was like, I'm doing something wrong, and I stopped. So yeah, that's what happened. I have no foolproof method to get our angle set up correctly. So we're gonna do the marker trick. Marker and eyeballs. Marker, eyeballs. First things first, eyeballs. We're just gonna get down low and look. But the handle's in my way, of course it is. Jeez, imagine I just set it up perfectly by accident. Hopefully you're not getting any of that residual noise in the background. The city of Mukilteo is redoing sewer in my neighborhood, so it's super friggin' loud. Okay, so that's too low. We need to go higher, so we're gonna crank it up. Flat against the back and rub. Might have made some progress there. Can't tell for certain. Or wait, no. I'm not doing anything by raising it and lowering it. I want this thing low. I gotta be tilting it this way and this way. Well, there we go. Sometimes you have to reapply the marker for your own sanity. On that last one, I was like, oh my god, it's almost like perfect. I just missed maybe 10% of the edge. Do it again and nothing changed. And I just moved it ever so slightly. Okay, so that's that way. I'm gonna go back towards the way that it looked best the first time. Okay, now we're gonna do a more extreme twist to give a more obtuse angle since it seemed a little acute. All right, we're using our eyes from this side. That looks pretty good. Let's check that. I'm over here sweating because I know y'all have the same attention span as me. And you're about to click away, but there's no way around this. Gotta take my time and do this right. Nailed it. Nailed it. Check this out. All right, I hope that showed up, bright enough on your end to see that most of, if not all of the Sharpie ink was pulled off on that last rub. It's a lot of, takes time for me to go run and grab the camera and put it over here, back and forth, especially for such a quick shot. So it is what it is, guys. Anyways, this is my angle right here. I need to crank this down as tight as I can. And hopefully it doesn't move in the process later. Now, when I was researching the best accessories, the Tormek version of this tool stand, they do have some, it appears they have some engineering genius in terms of how it locks itself to the round bar. I will tell you right off rip, this thing, if I push it, like I cranked it as tight as I could, I'm gonna give it one more shot. Like that's all I got. If I bump it like that, it's gonna move. So I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, does the Tormek one have some ingenious locking mechanism that it can grip twice as hard to this support bar? I have no idea. Oh, I should have locked down the support bar before I did all the measuring. But anyway, so I'm left wondering, is the Tormek version of this worth, 600% more money than the Chinese one? All right, gentlemen, it's time. It's time to take everything we've done and put it to the test. There's no going back once I start grinding, but I'm confident in what I've done. Beautiful part too is we just leave this here and then we can do the other side. And that way at least we know both sides are exactly the same. If you have headphones on, I recommend maybe turning them down a little bit because this thing does do some wild noises. Also, I was examining this bevel before I started filming. They have it's an interesting one. Almost so interesting, I'm wondering if I should film this. But anyways, it's a more acute angle towards the heel and more obtuse towards the tip. There's no way I'm mimicking that. So I'm just gonna have to grind the whole fucking thing down to the same angle. which is whatever it's set at right now, which we know was the angle in the middle. First pass, we took off a bunch of steel already, so I don't think we have much more to go. I'm gonna paint it up so we can see if it grinds one side more than the other. And you hear that chattering, that it's nice and grinding, and then all of a sudden it's I'm not sure what's causing that. Probably just grinding at such a high angle. We may be at a 45-degree angle. I don't know if you noticed that, but instead of going straight flat, I tilted it a little bit to grind on the edge of the stone, and it wasn't chattering as bad. Well, 100% of our ink is gone. Actually, never mind. There's a tad bit on the heel and a tad bit on the tip. Let's get that off. I might not be able to get all the way into the heel though, because I round my stones a little bit so I can do recurves and serrated edges better. And yeah, that piece of plastic pokes out over the inked area, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get it off. Go. Ooh, shit, cut myself. I do that a lot. Scissors, but I just put a friggin' super sharp edge on it, so they're sharp. Alright, that's a wrap on that side. Now it's time to do the other. Okay. First things first, just kind of eyeball it. Seems a little low on this side. Now it's too high. There we go. Tighten the front and then crank on the back. We're going to start with the tip and move our way to the heel just to keep the water off the Tormek. And we're going to apply some more ink here. I'm just another human like you guys. I've got no background in cinema photography. I just saw an opportunity to leverage YouTube to promote my business locally, and here I am. I've got a place for anyone in Mukilteo, Everett, Linwood, Snohomish County, essentially. That's maybe not 100% certain if I'm worth it. They can go to my website and they can see my videos now and see what I do. That side was like way more pleasant sounding. Okay. Here's where shit gets real. I did not take off any of the ink. I only rubbed ink off the back. It's too acute, which doesn't make sense. If it worked on that side, I would assume it would work on this side, but it's not. So yeah, I'm not sure why both sides wouldn't just be the same angle, but I'm gonna have to take a look. Oh. I know why I put it on backwards. Wait, no, I put it on the right way. Or no, it should be on this way, right? Yeah, I just put it on the wrong side. In my mind, I thought it should be the opposite of this one. Well, hopefully I didn't absolutely wreck these scissors. If I did, it doesn't matter. They're $5. Plus, we got our money out of them already. When you do your taxes, these are what's called an office expense, or office or supplies. And what does that do for you? Whatever your effective tax rate is, you don't have to pay it on these. So for me, these were roughly 20% cheaper than $5. Well, there's the chatter we know and hate. Alright, the ink's gone. Just a little bit left on the heel. Beautiful. All right, let's put these things back together and see how they do. You gotta give me a little bit of a break because these things belonged in the dumpster before I got my hands on them. They've got all kinds of goo on them probably from my wife cutting packing tape with them and who knows what kind of adhesive. Take a little acetone here and try to clean up the sides that are going to rub against each other. And clean the outside too. But hopefully these are sharp enough at the tip where we don't have to go attack at the heel first. I had to put this little makeshift blind up because the sun was messing up my videos, the quality of them. So I did that for you guys. You're welcome. And we got our screw here. I always like to twist backwards until I hear that click, and then I start tightening. That's my way of avoiding cross threads. Ooh, that's too tight. You know what? One more thing. We are gonna hone, not the side that we just did. We're gonna hone the flat side. So if you think about it, an edge has two sides. The side we sharpened and the other side's flat. But maybe if we just hone it and just kind of clean that up, that'll make these just a little bit sharper. Try to spin that while it's running. It's not that easy. Okay, so our edge is right there. So OCD with this shit. Like I need my silicone tray lined up. I want this lined up. I don't know why I'm like that. Forgive me. I have gotten a lot better at life though. Like getting better at like not giving a fuck, I guess. I think the correct terminology is not being emotional, not letting things trigger your emotions, and not acting on emotion. All right, they feel good. Let's take a look. I guess this is my first ever get sharp sharpness test. Scissors. Oh, they're actually super fucking sharp. It worked. It worked. Oh my God. It worked. I can't really think of a cool way to showcase the sharpness of scissors. But like, very little, oh, here we go. The tip, right? Yep. Holy shit. It works. Guys, it friggin' works. Well, that is great news. Because guess what? I'm a small business. I sharpen blades. And now I can confidently sharpen your scissors. Yeah, this is great. This is why we do this. This is why we learn, right? Yeah, I'm very happy with this. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me on this short little journey of mine. Over the next 30, 60, 90 days, I am trying to build a small business, and I appreciate you joining me on this journey. Please, please, please stab that fucking like button for me. It helps. It really does help. And if you think you could see yourself back here watching another video, hit the subscribe button for me. That even helps me more. I need like 500 of you to hit my goal. So thank you again. Have a good night. Bye.